Sincerely, INEC has failed in his obligation to the Nigerian people in his constitutional responsibility to conduct and organize elections for our people. Why do you have to leave vacancy for 1 year? In some cases, for people to be able to now have representative in the National Assembly, the essence of representative governance is so that people can come and speak on behalf of their constituents. For that vacancy that existed, there was already a vacuum. So who spoke for those constituencies for those period of time? INEC must be proactive, and INEC must be very active in making sure that they meet up with their responsibility as I went due. Because we can't continue an election as if it's an hollow ritual that does not have essence or purpose. The essence or purpose of it is for people to have representation so that they can speak on behalf of the problems that they're having in those constituencies. So INEC failure to do this as enshrined in the Constitution is a total failure on the side of the leadership of INEC. And this should not be acceptable, because going forward, other electoral body might decide to just allow those people who are supposed to have representative, maybe because they have misunderstanding with them, and make sure that they don't have representative because they don't want to conduct election. So that power alone in the hands of the commission has shown that the commission needs proper oversight by the National Assembly, who have failed to also give that responsibility the kind of push that it deserves. So it's necessary that we all speak out as Nigerians to make sure that the necessary authority given to INEC to organize, to conduct elections on behalf of Nigerians should not be undermined, should not be, seen and treated as something that they can, at their whim and caprice, suspend the rule of law, and not make sure that this responsibility is done within the period that is the problem they're faced with. There's no logistic problem. They don't go. The only problem they have is that they have not been able to, they are shifting from the constitution, a constitution that insulate them from executive interference, like the building of the national headquarters. If you have section 158 that insulates you, section 183 that insulates you from executive interference, you must go and apply for the direct line charge of your resources. And that direct line charge that has been given to INEC in the Constitution is the responsibility of INEC to continue to put pressure on the National Assembly to make sure whatever resources that are necessary for logistical problem, for conduct of elections, are not delayed by any means of politics. So the National Assembly has a role to play, no doubt about that. Because when INEC bring their budget to the National Assembly, National Assembly responsibility is to swiftly look at these things as something that is for the benefit of the public and decide on it on time. Because the failure for the National Assembly to do that also shows that the National Assembly is trying to undermine the sanctity of our electoral process.
Okay, now, we've talked about electoral reforms. I'll just end with this question. We've talked about electoral reforms. Okay, so we've talked about electoral reforms. People had also argued that INEC is not following the reforms that had been, given to it. Aside that, do you think INEC is independent? And what do you think we should expect from this election, since it's going to lead to the bigger elections, future elections?
What we expect is transparency. The credibility of election is determined by factors responsible for the conduct of those elections. Elections must be transparent, elections must be free, and elections must be credible for people to see it as an encouragement to participate in future elections. If the election does not have these credentials, you find out that people will be discouraged and there will be voter apathy. But there's no way we can say that INEC is not under executive interference. There's no way we can say that, because it is obviously clear that the president and the FCT minister went to commission INEC headquarters. INEC is supposed to be insulated from those kind of situation. And two, the appointment authority for those who are appointing INEC, it already made INEC a partisan organization, because you do not have to have a person who is going to play in the same match like the president become the appointing authority for the commission. So that is also a challenge, and that's why you find out 2008 Justice Wepan electoral reform, 2011 Justice Lemu electoral violence report, Justice Senator Ken Unamani report suggests clearly that we must take the appointment from the hands of the president and give to an independent body, not the NJC. Maybe the double chamber, both chambers of the National Assembly, both the House of Reps and the Senate, to sit and have a quorum on who decide who to manage the affairs of our electoral umpire. Because if we don't do that, if we continue in this direction, we will continue to progress in error. Progress in error in the sense that there is nobody that will not interfere in the process that he has substantial control over. There's nobody. Even a cent we want to do that. So now that's why you find out that the people who are former commissioner in Rivers State people who are former this in some states are now national officers of the commission. So these are the challenges. We are supposed to be it's supposed to be a non-partisan commission where you have professionals who have been in the civil society forum, who have managed supervised election over the years, come on board to participate in the conduct of our election. But that's not what we have now. We have politicians in that office. That's the truth.